A visit to Leavenworth, Kansas would not be complete without coming to the Carroll Mansion. This house has seen Leavenworth from the very beginning. When you walk through the front doors of this home, of this museum, you are going to be instantly transformed back into the 1800s. A tour usually takes about an hour, but there's something for everybody here. From the person who loves woodwork, to the person who loves paintings, to the person who loves stained glass. Kids even enjoy coming through here because we have toys from the 1800s. We have baby items from the 1800s, so that even appeals to the mothers. And right now we're sitting in the parlor, which was a very formal room back in the Victorian day. This was a room that they used for entertaining. It was always highly decorated and a very impressive room, because that was a big thing during Victorian time, was impressing people. And so this room was very well done. We have a library, which I kind of call the man cave of the 1800s, and a place to go and relax. It was a place where he would meet with his business partners or his any type of a business meeting. But it was also a library, which was a very cherished room in a Victorian mansion, because books were rare and they were expensive. And so it's a very ornate room. This was a home that they entertained a lot, and so that kitchen had to be a really nice, workable kitchen. And it is fully functional for the 1800s. The stove was made right here in Leavenworth, Kansas by the Great Western Stove Company. It was the high-end stove to have because you could cook with gas, coal, or wood. So there was never an excuse not to cook. We have a washing machine. It's a hand-operated washing machine that was made right here in Leavenworth at the Victor Company. And we also have a sink with both hot and cold running water. And we also have a ice box that would hold a 50-pound block of ice. And it's really neat because they all kind of coordinate and all kind of match. Upstairs we have the bedrooms where the family actually lived, and guest bedrooms. And we have 2 fully functional bathrooms in the 1800s. These were put in when water and electricity came here to Leavenworth. So we got electric lights and working bathrooms in this house during the major renovation. The grounds itself, beside the yard, we have Victorian gardens that are maintained by the master gardeners. It is built in the shape of a wagon wheel, and each spoke of the wagon wheel has a different type of garden in it. We also have the Lincoln steps out front, and these are the steps that that were at the Planters Hotel, and Abraham Lincoln walked on these stairs and spoke from these stairs from the old Planters Hotel in 1859 when he was here. The Leavenworth County Historical Society was able to acquire several thousand of these glass plate negatives, and we are in the process of viewing these negatives, scanning them, and putting them into the computer system so that somebody that is coming here to research their family, we may have a picture of them on a glass plate negative from the 1800s from one of the original photographers here in town. And that is a gift that we can give these people. Carroll Mansion is also a research facility, and every nook and cranny in this museum is packed with artifacts that were given to us to be the keepers, to preserve these things for the future. We are the repository of information for Leavenworth, Kansas. And it's not just Leavenworth City, this is Leavenworth County. We have in our collection, we have the original court documents from the 1850s, from when this town first started. The artifacts that you see in this home are from people from Leavenworth County. If you are a resident of Leavenworth County and you have sitting in your attic a box of things that were given to you or handed down to you from generations of family, and you don't know what to do with those items, we need to save those things for future generation. So take a minute and come to the museum and see if it's something that we can add to our collection so that your family can be remembered, or that piece of history can be captured and kept here at the museum. That's our job, that's our privilege here, is to keep those those artifacts for future generations. In 1857, when they purchased this land, they purchased it for $1. Well, then they sold it to the Fosters in the next following year for $900. Well, the Foster family lived here for several years. They then sold the house to a major up on the post. They only stayed here for 2 years. They then sold it to the Scotts, who made the major renovation and turned it into a 16-room mansion. The Scotts only stayed here for 7 years. They then sold the house to Mr. Carroll, whose family stayed here for the next 75 years. The boys, the men, left the house, but the girls never married, and 2 of them never left this house. And in 1964, the last daughter that lived here in the house was Miss Ella, and she sold the Leavenworth County Historical Society this house for $1. So we're back to that dollar figure in 1857. And we've had this house since 1964, and in 1965 we opened it up as a museum that was open to the public. And it is just a wonderful place to come because we have seen Kansas history. We contact the schools, all of the elementary schools in the area, and we offer what's called a living museum. Our volunteers come in and we dress and we are in character of people from the 1800s, and it is wonderful. We have a seamstress, we have a cook, we have a hall maid, we have a school teacher, and we of course have the lady of the house. And the children come in and visit each room, and they're in there for about 10 minutes, and the character or the docent that is in that room talks to them about how life was in the 1800s, and it is wonderful. The reaction from the kids is what makes it very special. They walk out with a taste of what it was like to live in the 1800s. If you would like to organize a group to come here to the Carroll Mansion, you can call us directly here at the museum or email us and let us know when you would like to come. Phone number is 913-682-7759. Whether you're from Leavenworth or you're visiting Leavenworth, our big black dog on the front yard is a landmark, and it's also has a legend behind it. Please take the time to come to the Carroll Mansion. I would love to tell you about the big black dog on the front yard, but his name is Storm.